Hello, welcome to the Watch Your Work Show. I'm Kevin. I'm joined with Kelsey. We are
Hello, hello.
hyped to talk everything about the W that's happened. Kelsey, it feels like a month since we've talked.
It does.
It certainly has not been,
Not
but
at all. I
yeah,
think we just didn't we do playback last week? I think
we did.
we've been away from YouTube for I guess 2 weeks at this point. But
Yeah,
yeah, we
back
were
in
live over on a different platform.
back in
But back
familiar,
here.
yeah, familiar stomping grounds. We
Yep.
got people joining us. We got Rowdy Rod. We are a fun duo. Thank you. Um, Congrats to the newlywed. Oh my
Not
gosh,
quite.
did this already happen?
No, not until August, but I appreciate the sentiment. Mike's bachelor party, I think, is probably what you're thinking of. But yeah, August 13th. So on the 14th.
Borland is here to donate the like.
Pull that
We
back up.
appreciate it. Stachunk, Finney, we're
Hey
here. We're
guys.
hyped. Let's
Thanks for
go.
hanging. Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah. So we got two games happening tonight. So far it looks like Seafoam season has returned. All's good in the land of the Liberty. You got the green in the background right
I
now.
did.
So.
I was playing around with the colors and I was like, I think this is the closest. There's like a mint greenish. Let's see what I can do here. Did it change? Not quite. There's like that green. This might be closer to Seafoam. I can't tell.
That's pretty strong Celtics green, it looks like for me. I like
So
the first round.
a green or green.
Ooh, green or green. Ooh,
Yeah.
there you
I mean?
go. Yeah.
So I do think the color I've been going with is no, it's not going to change back for me. Come on. Garbage. There we go. So I think this is the closest to yes, but you can just honestly just give us that message every time. It'll help me feel excited. And
Exactly.
maybe it will trick me into being like, oh yeah, no, it's all the same. It's basically over. There's no low stakes, no pressure.
Exactly. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
Liberty taking care of business tonight. We still have one more game that's happening this evening, and you know what? It's been a hot minute since we've done an underdog pick.
Yeah. Let's
make
fire it up.
happen. Let's fire this up.
I finally withdrew some of my underdog winnings today. Left some in there to play around with. But was like, yeah, I'll take this for now. I'm just gonna go right back into the platform very soon.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? This will look good in my bank account for a couple of days anyway.
Right. Does that look good on your end?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Awesome. All right, so
Hello.
game of the night. Oh, good evening, Doc Delta. Last game of the night is going to be Atlanta versus Seattle. I wish I knew what the spread was. I didn't look it up before. I'm going to say it's relatively tight. Atlanta's been playing so well. Ryan Howard gets so much of the attention, but just like that team's defense is otherworldly. And Seattle's just one of these teams who sits at 500, but since the Chicago Sky won it as a 500 team last year, like people are still convincing themselves that Seattle is one of these championship favorites. So this is interesting. Let's see. SRJ, hello. Rowdy, you are too much. This is excellent. We will definitely give that Zeldon away.
Nice.
That's
Thank you.
That's super nice. All right. So we got Ryan Howard, 20.5 points, rebounds, assists as a line, that 15.5 points. That's interesting. I think Cheyenne Parker at 6 rebounds looks interesting to me. Erica Wheeler has been hot the last couple games. I don't know that I'm still in that trust area.
These all feel like question marks.
I know. These folks know what they're doing.
Which, like, maybe you take the under, right? Mm-hmm. I think I look at it more as what overs can I take, but
Good evening, ATCJ13.
Hello. All right. I might have to pull this up on mine too, just to see.
Now the Ezzy one at 10 points seems interesting because Mercedes Russell is back, and it seems like we're still trying to figure out between Talbot, Mercedes Russell, McGregor, what are we going to do for kind of figuring out the minutes for that forward spot. So that seems like one that I would also want to avoid. Do you see any easy highs, easy overs? Because I don't.
No. Right. I don't. I think we probably need to kind of think through what, like, do we think they have an answer for Stewie? Is sort of my first question.
Right.
I feel like Sue Bird's points at 8.5, although that feels, let's see. I don't know.
Josh Wood, we're glad that you're here. Welcome. What a great night for folks. We have lots of shout outs to give away later for some folks in our kind of watch your work, team hold kind of world. These folks in the last couple of weeks have just shown up in all kinds of ways, creating discords, giving shout outs all over the place. We have a lot of things to give later on in the show. So if you want to shout out, hold tight. Maybe give us a like too, so we can build the content machine there.
Yes, please.
I'm telling you that I think Cheyenne Parker can get more than 6 rebounds. So I think that that's one over that I'm going for, and I'm ready to click that in. But I will say that we need to venture like 2 or 3 more picks on this.
Yeah, and we have to do I believe one from each team at least.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to pick one of these Seattle ones.
Yep.
And maybe we name of the game, we go under. But never, I mean, I guess none of them really work out for me. I want to be like, unders don't usually work for me, but they might.
I like where you're at though. Like I can go under 8.5 points for Sue Bird. I feel pretty okay doing that.
Yeah. It's funny that 8.5 like doesn't feel super high, but I don't think, I'm trying to see her.
If Underdog would let us have player cards so we could click on what people's recent stats are, like, look at this, player card not available. You guys been doing this for a month. Come on.
I know. I want to say she's right around, points per 40 minutes is 12.8.
Mm-hmm.
But she hasn't been playing.
No.
Because points per 40 minutes is a little misleading when she only plays like 27. What's that new version? Her hoop stats, so good. So much information. I just want, like, should I pick the Sue Bird over? Please give me some data to help inform my choice.
Chat, tell us what to do. Chat,
so looking at her box scores for the season, her highest, although she just scored 17 points against Connecticut. But before that, it was like 2, 6, and 8.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, between McDonald and I would even say Ryan, Erica Wheeler, Christy Wallace, I think their perimeter defense can be relatively decent.
Yeah, I like that. We could also take the Sue Bird under for total points.
Oh yeah,
because I don't see her like rebound. I mean, I don't think the assists would kill us there.
Oh, we can only pick one of those. Oh, okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oh, so if you like the points one better, if you feel more confident about the points, I just think that 16.5 points, rebounds, assists gives us a little bit of wiggle room.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we do think she's going to be under 8.5 points, that means she needs to get like way over that 6.5. Because she doesn't get very many rebounds per game. I'm not worried about that stat. So I feel like that kind of gives us. It's just the assists. But if we think that defense is going to limit her shooting wise, it also may limit her assist numbers too. So, because I don't think, like they're not going to go double her. Like there's not going to be easy assist looks in this game. So, Yeah, either one of those. I think points is fine too, but I do kind of like the cushion that
Okay,
gives us.
let's do that. Where else do
Um,
we see any kind of? Let's do one more.
let's see. I'm trying to see what. It's not what I want. It's so funny that they pull up NCAA stats. So like you search for someone and there
Right.
you have two spots for them. Let's see how she's been playing lately. So, man, the WNBA sets are so funny, and I guess NBA are probably like this. I don't look at them kind of in the same way, but
Mhm.
to go from I guess that was the Liberty, but to have a 31-point game. This I'm looking at Stewie. To have a
Yep.
31-point game against the Liberty, then a 14-point game against the Liberty.
Mhm.
And then 27 points versus Dallas, 12 versus Connecticut. I would
Yep.
think we could kind of look, although Atlanta's defense is better, but I feel like that's comparable. I don't know. That's probably not fair to Atlanta. I don't think Stewie's going to have a super hard time against them,
Mhm.
is where I'm leaning.
Yep.
So some of her stuff might be 7 rebounds. I don't know.
I think 7 rebounds is low. If I was going to do anything, I'd go the over on that. But I think,
But she hasn't really. What's it at right now? 7. So
yeah.
she 7, 8, 8, 7, 9, 8. Yeah. Yeah, she's generally getting like 8
Okay.
a game. That's not a bad call.
I'm throwing an over on it. We'll be slightly more optimistic than we threw ourselves out to be.
All right. Super under.
We'll
I'm
do a
gonna
5.
fire it off too.
All right, there we go. We got a ticket. We're going to confirm it. There we go. All right.
Nice.
Thanks, Kelsey.
We did it.
We did it. We put stuff together.
You can check it. Not financial advice.
Not financial
I think
advice.
Prize Picks. I gotta tap into Prize Picks more often. They have like a Taco Tuesday thing where they like cut the point values, and I just think that's so fun. I did get tacos today, so I feel like it would be part of the theme. I might have to. If I'm super distracted and looking down, it's probably me trying to get some Prize Picks in the next 17 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
I see Kelsey just like giggling to herself. This is just like we are talking about tacos.
Right.
Like, at the moment.
I saw the other day they had a great Jason. It was Jason. You could take Tatum for like half a point, and then you just build the rest from there. So you basically get the free pick. And then it was like, do you want to guarantee 2 of the 3 for this amount of like times your money, or do you want to take all 3? So I'm like, well, when one of them's a guarantee, feels like you take all 3. So I ended up hitting that night, and I was like, this is fun. I like these. I got to keep an eye out for these deals across all our different platforms. Like I forget that so many of them offer these different incentives to kind of making the thing. So, and I felt like the numbers were good. Those ones felt easy. It was a Heat game. So I took, I think, a Butler over and somebody else, but
Prize Picks is great.
Yeah, I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Underrated. I feel like I forget about it.
What's up, Ghostface Drilla?
Yeah, thanks guys for being here.
Yeah, and Rowdy Rod, thanks for giving the shout out. Yeah. Always free Britney until she comes home.
It also feels like a lot more organizations and players are talking about it, which I think is really, really important. Right. Celtics were wearing free BG shirts in their practice session the other night. So it really feels like kind of every basketball day, we're seeing something, which I think is good. I also think that's kind of been an intentional switch of like, yeah, no, we can push this now. Like it's no longer in any way advantageous to like keep this a little bit quiet for like a negotiation standpoint kind of thing. So be loud. Let's get her home.
Those days are over. We got the notification, and for whatever reason, LeBron James saying something like sent every I got a NPR news alert for it. I got an Axios news alert for it. I got an Apple News alert for it. Yeah, the power of LeBron is like when he talks about Brittany Griner. That does something. It's
real. He was at a game the other day, wasn't he? Or am I thinking? I thought we saw LeBron at something, but maybe not. Probably. I might be I might be thinking of the other GOAT, Tom Brady, who was at an Aces game. I'm forgetting we haven't gotten to discuss this yet. I can't believe this isn't in my notes.
Did you see the story of like Kelsey Plum
Do you
saying
know-
she barked at him?
Okay, so do you know that I can't watch it? I am someone who experiences so much secondhand embarrassment. Like there were shows as a kid that I refused to watch. And like shows my younger brothers would watch that I'd be like, I gotta leave the room. I can't. I'm not doing this.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I feel it and I'm like, please stop. And there's few exceptions where like if I trust the show to handle it well or to like do a good job, but for the most part. So I follow her on Instagram, and so I've seen the bark. I can hear it in my head. Like I've heard the bark before. She just like does it at the end of her video clips. And it's very funny. I think it's a great signature sound, you know? I think they should roll out a ringtone, like a text tone. I think the Aces need to have her audio like coming through when she does something cool, like mix it in with some music. I really think they need to capitalize on the Kelsey Plum bark. I will not. I don't know if I will watch it. I haven't decided. I might just to see it and know.
Oh man, I'm not finding anything on Twitter about it. It had to be I saw it on Instagram, but like there were
definitely tweets about it.
Okay.
Also the tweets of Kelsey Plum showing up to Hamby's brunch with Hamby's daughter.
Oh my god, water balloons.
The water balloons. What a fun friendship. I just also love that Plum's like watching her kid. That she's like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna babysit. And then they just it seems so fun.
That doesn't seem like an NBA thing that's happening like very often. Like I don't know if like Jason Tatum is like dropping off his deuce to like hang out with like Marcus Smart.
I like how you called him dropping off his deuce, not like dropping off deuce. Did you realize you did that?
I did not realize I did that. Oh my god.
It is his child. It is his deuce.
But isn't that like his pet name? Like
yeah.
The Deuce. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I think it's just Deuce. I think like drop the. This feels like a Facebook thing. Drop the.
Right. We need to
another DT where I'm realizing in this moment. Maybe Deuce Tatum will be very good at basketball. And he'll be DT.
Oh man, I got to we got to think these things out before I get canceled. That is wild.
I mean, I think it's on him he chose the name, and I'm sure there's merch somewhere that's like the Deuce, you know, like it was that you said like drop or like, did you say dropping? I think you might have.
I certainly did.
Yeah.
And in no way did that even like pass my mind.
Here's the thing though. This is not the first time, and it's for sure not the last. And I hope like good for that kid that his dad's as famous and awesome as he is, because like you're not gonna make fun of that kid.
Nope.
But I'm sure people for the rest of time will do that. So I think you're good.
Hopefully everyone does it as innocently as I did.
Yes.
And everyone just stays nice and kind about it. I cannot tell you, for someone who like just like 5 minutes ago said that they like have so much like fear of secondhand embarrassment, like I'm ready to steer out of this so much. Just move on to the next thing, for the love of God, please.
Oh, that's it. I do though. This makes me think of which Celtics player do you think would babysit this kid? Like what's the combo that feels as fun as Kelsey Plum babysitting? There's multiple answers to this, right? There's like the good babysitter, there's the fun babysitter,
right? There's
this babysitter is going to let them eat a ton of candy. It's going to be a nightmare.
I would trust Al Horford with my
Absolutely.
life. He's the set babysitter. He's the one that you call first. The one that the kid wants to have babysit them for the fun time. Is it still Marcus Smart?
It's Marcus Smart, I think.
Right.
But I also think the wild card, like better option that probably is like a nice middle ground is Jaylen Brown.
Oh, for sure.
I think Jaylen Brown would be a great babysitter, great role model. Like will keep the kid in line and like make sure that kid's respectful and do it. But I also think could like bring some fun. I don't know. I think Jaylen Brown might be. Yeah, that might be a fun choice.
Jaylen Brown would like keep him in line, but then like sneak tons of candy in his pockets, like on the way home.
Marcus Smart's so Marcus Smart's probably who's asked to babysit, and
Right.
then Jaylen Brown comes to hang out with them just to make sure there's another set of eyes on the situation. Tatum's like, hey, go hang.
Jaylen Brown, the insurance policy babysitter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I did not anticipate any Celtics talk, let alone ranking Celtics babysitter talk. So this is
we'll do our NBA babysitter power rankings in a future episode. WNBA, I feel it like we could, but a lot of like I don't know.
We're moving on. We're done with this. Speaking of power rankings, let's go to that. There has been in the last week kind of a change in the air.
It's a good reminder to not make too many claims too early,
right?
Because we're still chugging along. But what's wild is that like the regular season ends in August, right? Like
yeah,
like we're a month in and there's only 2 left. So like we really are. I don't know by game numbers how far into the season we are, but we've got to be like a third of the way.
We're past a third. I mean, we're approaching a fourth. These are like 36 games that teams are playing.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. And can you tell this to my spouse, please? Because
mine too. My future spouse. That's not true. Mike actually has given me credit for being the funny one in our relationship for a long time, which we both think is the other person. So that's probably keys to success. Always think your partner's funnier, but it probably also works the other way too. If she's like, you're not funny. And if you both know you're not funny, that probably works just fine.
Oh yeah. To have that level of self-awareness is not, I don't think that's in my wheelhouse.
But is it mostly dad humor? Is that what?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I get the eye roll that I deserve.
But you know who else has that humor? And is America's sweetheart, speaking of NBA players, is Giannis.
Oh gosh, so true.
Dad, yeah. So like, lean in. It's fine. People love it.
You're right. I am just trying to live my best inner Giannis. Drop 51
be
nights.
the Giannis you would wish to see in the world. I'm gonna book plane tickets to Greece soon. Like it's time.
I think this is my plan. This is my year of being Giannis, and this is my memoir. This is my movie later on starring Jason Bateman. We'll go with that, and it'll be perfect.
Jason Bateman as you as Giannis?
As me as Giannis. Yeah. Like
oh yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Great casting.
Giannisception happening right there. Yeah.
That feels like the next thing we have to discuss is there's a great, I actually will throw this out. There is a great there's a thread by a Celtics fan of like Celtics players and the actors that should play them. It is so good. And everyone that was chosen looks a little bit like the Celtics player, but also then sort of the analysis of why that actor is also a good fit was really, really fun. I
love it. That's great.
So
those are those types of threads are my favorite. As
was really, really good.
What is it? The art, but make it sports. Like you get the 2 pictures, like something that just happened, and then like the artwork.
Yes, there's a couple of those. The Twitter one's great. There's an Instagram account that I think has a different name. I think it's like Ballhouse or something.
Right.
Those are awesome. I love those. That's been a new follow for me recently. That's been really fun. But more WNBA in there. I might have to DM them and be like
Rowdy keeps throwing great questions in the chat. Just keep them coming.
Yeah, Bandy's behind me. He's out of camera view right now, but I'm sure he you might hear him if you you'll know when Mike gets home because you'll hear his caller. And then
we'll wait for this one. Will be story time later when we're giving stuff away. But yeah, we'll talk about it while we rip packs. So the split that happened in the power rankings for the WNBA is that you see with her hoop stat, they have Vegas at number 1. They've kind of been that consensus favorite pretty much all season. And then this week,
tied. They have Aces Connecticut tied for 1.
Oh, they haven't. Man, reading is fundamental. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
T1.
T1. Yeah.
And that's because they do their power rankings based on who would win in a neutral court matchup, I
Yep.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
So because the Sun, after we watched the Aces Sun game together and were underwhelmed, it was fine. It was a fun game. There was some fun moments, but we were like, okay, thought this was going to be closer. This was sort of the talk of the town. This was like, these should be our 2 number 1 teams fighting to the death. And then it was like, okay, I guess the Aces are the better team.
Right.
Next time they play, the Sun go and win. So now it's like, I guess it's anyone's game. The Sun have also been playing much better since I was talking shit. So
you know what? You were also doing that while Kurt Miller was like sitting absent. And then the moment like Kurt Miller comes back to the coach's bench, then this team like actually shows up. So, I don't know that like you were giving them bullet board material from our stream.
I would agree with you, except when I talked shit about Liz Cambage the next game, she played incredible. I was saying I don't know if Sabrina has all-star potential, and then she goes and drops like 30 points. Like literally, but it's like literally the next game. I feel like I gotta like get timestamps and like game stats and really run the numbers here. I was talking about Jonquel Jones and how I thought she was underperforming, and that was in the same Connecticut convo. And then Connecticut comes out and beats the Aces, and Jonquel I think had an excellent game. Kind of, yeah. Everyone's showing me up once I make some claims. So
we need to ask G Dunn to just start putting together just a supercut video of like.
Yeah, like Kelsey timestamp on when I say a thing, and then when the game is that they prove me wrong.
Yep.
But it does. I mean, maybe I'm a bug in their ear, and they're like, you know what? I'll show you, unknown streamer that talks mostly about NBA Top Shot. I think that's also me. It is early, and so I'm just like, let's make some takes.
Let's make them take. Let's make them
some
hot.
takes. Let's be wrong. It's fun.
All right. Speaking of takes, if you had a vote in a power rankings piece, and we came down to this tie,
Aces
already. It's that easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is like I was saying when we were watching the game. Connecticut is playing much better. They're they look more fun. The Aces I think they just have all the pieces outside of maybe depth, like on the bench, but they also are like, I want to play every minute. Like that doesn't seem to be phasing them. But I will say that depth piece, I mean, they don't think it's going to harm them, so that's fine. But this is a longer season, I believe. I think 36 games is like the longest season we've had so far.
It's a longer by a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the playoffs are going to be longer because now we have 3-game elimination versus the single game elimination. So
Sun fandom is in the house.
Yeah,
they're going to send word back.
I hope. I've been wrong a lot of times so far this season, and we're just about a quarter of the way through. So if this makes the Sun the favorite in first and they go on and win the whole thing, that'd be great. That's a positive outcome for my takes. But I don't know. I'm still the Aces. I know like Alyssa Thomas has been playing really well. Jonquel Jones, obviously. But you have Asia Wilson. You have Kelsey Plum, who is like, I think the second highest scorer in average points per game right now. I think. And then Jackie Young, who's leading in win shares, I believe. So like, what? And that's not even talking about Hamby. That's not like they have Chelsea Gray. Like, I don't know. I think most teams could build a starting line. Like with any one of those pieces, you could build a pretty good starting lineup.
Absolutely.
For the Aces. Yeah. So I think they're playing together. I think they're playing fun. I think they bring a little more hunger.
Yep.
They feel like they'll a playoff team like right now. So
I'm absolutely with you. That's the vote that I made for the Winsider rankings that happened. And I had it was Vegas, it was Connecticut, it was Chicago, and I think my fourth was Atlanta.
Fun.
Which feels,
I still think I have Mystics, but
see, this is it. This is part of a discussion too. Like, why do you think ATL is behind Dallas? I think people are just there's a lot to prove for Atlanta this year in terms of people taking them seriously. And it's from the rookies that they have. It's from how things ended last year. But it's a new front office. It's a new coaching staff. It's a new team. Yeah.
Haven't they played the Fever like 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
So like the strength of schedule so far for Atlanta is not. I don't know. I'm actually blanking on Dallas's. I should probably compare to Dallas's schedule, but based on Atlanta, like knowing that Atlanta, a number of those wins are Fever wins.
Right.
I think it's hard to rank them kind of any higher than they are right now. I think, what are they at? Like 7? I think that power ranking had them.
Yes. What did I just? Yeah. It was just right there. No. Right at 7. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. I can see if they pull off a couple big wins against some of those top 6 teams.
You have a chance to tonight.
No Fever hate. I see those power rankings and the Fever and last again, first in our hearts,
Mm-hmm.
Like I looked at it and I was like, no way. They're better than the Liberty right now. But the Liberty have been playing much better. I will give them that.
The last 2 games. Yeah.
But again, I feel like I'm making a lot of my decisions based on vibes this year. So like Fever is still more fun to me.
And speaking of vibes and speaking of making picks on vibes, I feel like that's Mac Attack, you and I, when we share our lineups in DFS, we're making a lot of those picks. But also shout out you for being such the engagement person in our Discord.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Out on Twitter. Y'all are doing the work. We appreciate it. Since I'm crushing segues right now, speaking of doing the work, we should celebrate some more folks who are doing work. Let's bring on, here we go. Y'all have a chance to do a fan vote for the WNBA All-Star game that's coming up in Chicago here in just a few weeks. Oh my God. This is way too close. It's going to be about a month. Yeah. So you have the opportunity to do just like in the NBA, to do your little like click your votes, make it a share, and send it out to the world. So this is what it would look like. You can pick between front court and back court, which I think is pretty similar to what the NBA does. You sort players by points, rebounds, assists, fantasy points, which was a lot of the
that's
the
a
sorting
nice
that I did. Yeah,
metric, because it kind of puts all of it into perspective.
Right. So who would be like your number one vote for a front court player? Because this does it like irrespective of like conference or anything like that, which is cool. It's just taking your top votes.
It's funny. I'm almost like picking all 6.
Right.
And I feel like it's the first 6. Like I do think this is pretty
Boop.
Like that feels right to me. Yep. I think I'm gonna have a harder time with the guards. I could see an argument for Candace Parker. I don't know though if I put her over any of them.
Because you mentioned this last week. Candace Parker is playing like this player coach kind of role, and it's
I also think Candace, like there are some games where her stats are incredible, but I don't think that's the norm for her.
Right.
Although she had a couple early in the season, I do think as Chicago kind of found their way and everyone came back and they are like settling into their starters, that that makes sense for Candace to not kind of be one of their leading scorers. But
speaking of leading scorers on that team, way to get your KFC. What's up, Fanny? And then bought 15 more W moments steak. Congrats.
Did you complete the most recent challenge?
I did not. I've not bought my extra Skylar Diggins yet.
Well, it ended, and I had Mike sent me his because he's like, I'm not going to do it, and I was like, great, you completed the set. Like, help me out. He sent it to me at I think like 2 p.m. and it had ended at 1 or so. It was I was like an hour away.
That is amazing.
I opened a pack to see if I got anything, and I got one of the doubles that I needed. But Skylar Diggins Smith, I still needed to go buy. And when I looked, it was like $30. And I was like, I'm not I don't need to. I don't need to complete every W challenge. The moment itself is probably going to be worth less than
Right.
$30.
Right.
So.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, let's look at guards here.
Kelsey
Again,
Plum.
unfair. Just the level of Vegas happening here.
I feel like they need to do 5 and 5 with what we're working with this year. It's not on you, Mike. It's not. I did ask you with enough time, but I did not tell you that I needed it sooner. I would have bothered you for the moment had I cared any more than I did. But I appreciate you sending it to me. It's not multi-accounting. We're two live humans with 2 accounts.
I cannot
bank
confirm.
accounts,
I have not
actually.
seen either in real life. This could be super deep fake that's happening when we
Yes.
show up every week.
Yes.
But that's fair. We're
I think this is really funny.
Oh.
Yeah, Mike's canceled. This is
Yet
what
again.
did it.
Yet again.
This is what did it.
All right.
Yeah, I think Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young.
Yep.
Which is, yeah, man, it's wild they're on the same team.
I have
good.
a nugget that started in my head that if Phoenix ever turns it around, like I'm writing article for the MVP case for Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Yeah.
What she has done for that offense, that team, and that defense. Do you know, I was just digging around these just like little stats, and for guards in the last 3 seasons, I think Skylar Diggins-Smith is the second leading, the number 2 in block shots among guards in the league. And she's by far the shortest person to have that stat. She's like 5'9" or something like that.
Yeah, she's playing great.
She is ferocious. Yeah,
she got playing really great.
Right.
We got 2 more. That call.
3 more?
3 more. So what's tough about Kelsey Mitchell is that I do think she's playing extremely well, but I think for something like this, it's Mike's giving himself his own money.
Yeah, just give.
It's just like goes back. Although I guess not. I don't think they've. I don't think they've profited quite yet.
Good Lord.
Do this a couple more times and I can just buy the moment that you lost me. I'm just kidding.
If we give Sabrina like 2 more weeks or like another week of the game she's had, she may be number 1 on this list. All over again.
Yeah, I'm not giving it to her just yet. I think we have some time. Yeah, but I think that it's, you want to pick, like, I think being a standout player on a standout team matters here. But Kelsey Mitchell. Brownie Rod. I intend to. Thank you. Yeah, Jackie Young's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
So if we had a vote, like, do we do Ryan Howard, Vandersloot, Alicia Gray, or is it a Jewel Lloyd? You said you're not giving it to these 2. Do we scroll farther down?
So my fun pick, I like Natasha Cloud. I don't know if she deserves it at this point more than anyone else. That's like kind of coming up above her. I think Sloot's definitely. I mean, Sloot feels like one of the greatest guards of all time. I feel like it would be disrespectful to leave Sloot out of this.
Is one of the greatest guards of all time. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think too, Sloot, as the season progresses, tends to play at her highest level. So I do think that I like, and here's where I overthink this and probably need more numbers, is that I like the Ryan Howard call, but I like it for the storyline. I like it for the narrative. And I think there is a case to be made, but again, like, we're a quarter of the way through the season. How's Atlanta going to hold up against some of these more competitive teams when they see them, multiple times? Schedule hasn't been the most challenging at this point, so I can see. I definitely think we'll still be impressed and surprised by Ryan Howard. I don't know if she's like second in the in the fantasy points. But I don't know.
Are we leaving her out by not giving her a vote? Like, does she deserve it over a Skylar Diggins?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean,
I think
Ryan.
Skylar Diggins should be in there based on play
Mhm.
now and sort of projected play.
Yeah.
But like we don't have as many data points for Ryan Howard. It's their first season. So we
Yep.
really only have kind of what we've seen so far
Okay.
to work with.
I would watch this game
Yeah,
if this
for
was a starting
sure.
lineup for an
I
All-Star game.
forgot we
Yeah.
only got 4.
Yeah. I completely missed that on the guards.
Yeah. Because Sloot, yeah, I don't know. I think that feels right to
Mhm.
me. But these are also the
Yeah.
people I root for generally, so it's fun that they're
Exactly.
it's fun that they're as good as they are.
Exactly. Finney's all in on
Um,
Jackie Young.
yeah,
Same.
Jackie Young,
Same.
so good, so
Mhm.
good. It's
Right.
wild to me that like Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum are some of my favorites for MVP now. Mike's getting spicy.
Oh my God, spicy. Oh wow. We still have a month till this game is happening to make a vote for Skylar Diggins based on saying I think she can. I would trust her to get the stats that she's getting over the course of the next month more than Ryan Howard. I don't think that's a super hot take.
No, this back to Mike's take though. I feel like there's way more variability in the WNBA. I don't think I know it's like not a novel thing to pick people based on them being very good all the time. But like Kelsey Plum was not a starter. And now I'm like, Kelsey Plum could be MVP. So I don't know if that idea follows the same for WNBA as it does for NBA. I do think that it's like, I think that's a valid point and not like obviously. It's a different league, Mike.
That I love the bro Mike voice. I'm 100% fan. And Rowdy Rod, I think Maisha Hands Allen would agree with you. Shatori Kimball Walker would agree with you.
Do you know what it is? These women have worked hard and have made a name for themselves in the sport. And they're like, I am not just taking my partner's last name.
Absolutely.
So you guys can all expect Mike to hyphenate.
He better.
Lewis because oh,
let's go. We clicked at the same time.
All right. I thought it's this year's All-Stars, not overall. I'm confused.
I'm thinking that he's upset that you're
this was
taking
not
into account.
This was not facetious. I thought this was facetious.
Oh. Yeah, right? That was not facetious. Like he is, I think he's a little riled up on this.
No, I thought he was being like, oh wow, hot take, like because it's not a hot take to pick All-Stars based on previous year's performances. Mike is saying the opposite. This was a genuine, that's a hot take to pick them based on previous years versus like this year. Yeah. So my comment, I think, I don't know where that stands in this. Yeah, I don't know. I think WNBA players across years, there is something to be said for that. There's not a ton of variability in the league because there's not a ton of roster spots. So like I do think someone, especially like a Skylar Diggins Smith, who played really well last year, I do think we can use that as an expectation for this year and as an expectation for her growth. So yeah, I'm confused.
I mean, obviously the All-Star game is a celebration of like this year's best players, the same way that an MVP award is a celebration based on this year's players. I think every league, every sport has these like precedents built in. There is a reason that a rookie is not always going to be taken seriously as an MVP candidate. Whether or not they're like one of the best players in the league. Is Ryan Howard a serious MVP candidate this year? I don't think that she is, despite being like one of the best players in the league. I think that it's fair to give, if we're trying to split hairs between who are awarding All-Stars to. And I think right now in this moment, we're not really splitting hairs because I don't have any browser tabs open right now, like looking at stats between the two. But I think it's fair to say that if I was going to place a vote on who I would expect to have the better next couple of weeks of the season to earn that All-Star spot, I would bet on someone with a track record like Skylar Diggins over a rookie like Ryan
Yeah.
Howard, who's been
Yeah.
amazing, and I don't want to take anything away from her. She's also like had some games where she's scored 0 points, she scored 4 points, and hasn't shown up in the same way because she is not used to kind of that rigor that comes with WNBA.
Yeah, definitely. And I think sort of my response to that comment of like the WNBA is very different. I think that works kind of in both ways, right? Where like someone like Kelsey Plum, like we're not necessarily going to take her previous year performance because she's in a different role now and she's really excelling in that role. Whereas someone like a Skylar Diggins-Smith and a Courtney Vandersloot, who are in the same role as they were last year and who did show sort of this potential for growth, I think by the end of last season and in the playoffs. I think in that way we can base it off of their previous year's performance of like, here's where they started last year. And so this is kind of the trajectory moving forward. I don't know if they're playing quite at that level now at the start of this season. I think it's going to take a little bit, but we kind of know what they're capable of. So I think it's a little bit of both, like to Mike's point.
Oh,
Kelsey Plum's playing out of her mind.
Right. So
Playing
is the
out of her
bet?
mind.
Wait, so are we saying that who?
Like our, I guess
if
our
you want to
lineup.
say over the course of like, so if Mike's bet is over the course between June 7th and the All-Star game, who has kind of accumulated the most fantasy points between Ryan Howard and Skylar Diggins-Smith?
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, Mike, what is the bet?
I will bet it. I will bet a Kelsey Plum that Skylar Diggins has more fantasy points in the next month over Ryan Howard.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. Oh,
Mike, what's the bet?
Fun.
Mike needs to let us know the bet. I don't know what he's betting. Like that.
Yeah, we can't give him a timeout until he like lets us know. I
can't ban him from my home. You guys forget I log off and then I have to hang out with him for the rest of my life. I've agreed to life with this man.
I will set up this bracket if that's what we want to do. Yeah.
Well, what I think needs to happen is everyone needs to go on vote.wnba.com. And I'm like an advertisement for the All-Star game voting. You can place your votes for who you think are going to be All-Stars. Take a screenshot, save it. Closest without going over. And we'll see who's got the most correct choices.
Yeah. I love it. Let's do some lightning round questions from the chat while we
there he is.
Oh God.
Hey.
Listen, if I'm gonna get called out, all right, I'm gonna talk about it.
He's gonna call in. Get called out to call in.
Were we talking all-star votes? Is that what we're doing? We're picking an all-star team?
Yes.
No, I was just saying, I think Ryan Howard's gonna get more all-star votes than Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Oh, you think for like popular fan vote, Ryan Howard's getting more votes? Okay.
Fan vote.
Well, like, or just fan media. However, like when they tally up votes,
I think they're going to be different. Game. I think fan vote and media vote for Ryan versus Skylar Diggins-Smith. I don't know if those are going to match up.
Because I think, like, I know that's not how it works. But if you end the season right now, Ryan Howard's putting up like crazy stats, correct?
Yeah.
Let's pull it up. Yeah, Ryan Howard's doing great, but their strength of schedule is not
right. But so Ryan Howard
also hear plays him both outside.
Also plays on a weaker team, right? So the stats are going to be more.
Yeah.
I think, and Skylar Diggins-Smith plays on a more talented team, so the stats are going to be a little bit more hampered.
Sure, but Phoenix doesn't have a ton of people right now either. Right. So there's a similar comp to be made for like number of players available and like number of minutes they're getting.
And if we're going to do like a popular vote too, like I would absolutely give it to like a Phoenix market over like an Atlanta market, even though Ryan Howard is like this new kind of like phenom. I'd like the bet. Whatever way you're slicing the bet, I'm liking it more and more. We're giving so much like airtime to like a $6 bet, like with the Kelsey Plum.
Do you know their points per 40 minutes right now are like they're so Skylar Diggins-Smith's at 21.5 and Ryan Howard's at 21.2.
Oh my gosh.
But the
ESPN fantasy points 38.53 for Skylar Diggins, 38.76 for Ryan Howard. It is pretty close. It is pretty close.
I also
but expectation.
Sorry, I cut you off.
You're saying expectation of Ryan Howard because she's a rookie. It's like more impressive.
Well, I was more going to say that Kevin is just so used to whipping my ass and bets that he's like, whatever way you want to cut it, I'll take that bet. He's like, it doesn't matter. Sure, dude, send me another
we got a great fish instinct. Like I'm whatever way you want to slice it on Nikhil Alexander Walker, whatever way you
who
want to
wins?
slice it
So
here.
I'm still confused what the bet is, and I also want to know who wins the bet if they both get chosen.
I think the easiest way to cut it up is the fantasy points and the way that you said it. I was talking all-star votes, that I think that Ryan Howard's going to get more all-star votes than Skylar Diggins-Smith, but the bet on fantasy points is a little bit cleaner. And either way, I'm down to send Kevin another Kelsey Plum DSD.
I can't wait to track this.
I won't hijack this anymore. Thanks for letting me. You didn't let me. I just logged in, so I apologize. I also forgot that it automatically adds me.
You don't. There's no like waiting. It's just like you come in.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Howard stands fun.
All right, I'm out. Thanks, guys.
This was content. I love that. That was great.
What's gonna be is that he's at our door, so he's gonna open the door.
Right.
You can listen up to the dog. Hey, Bandy. Hey, Bandy.
Oh.
Who's that? Who's that? You might be able to see out. No, he's not getting up for him. Oh, there he goes. Bandy's hiding. A very slow walk over to Mike.
All right. That was maybe one of my most fun moments of this like entire show. That was great. I cannot wait to take another Kelsey Plum and gift it to all of you watching right now.
Like we need to get Mike's takes on MVP.
So I have some packs to open. I don't know if you have packs to open. We also have a Elena Del Don to give away from Rowdy Rod. We got lots of stuff to do. Do you mind if we just start ripping, Kelsey?
Yeah, that sounds great. I have 2 flash challenges and my WNBA run it back still to open. So
okay,
I opened my archive to try to do that challenge.
Let's work towards this run it back. So I got an archive that was airdropped to me. And while we open this, do we want to talk like thoughts on crafting speculation for the Tarasi Award?
So crafting is like burning moments.
Essentially,
like burning good moments, kind of.
Mm-hmm. You are taking things that
like a challenge, but you're like, I'm giving these away to complete this
I'm
challenge.
not getting these back. It's like
crafting's like a show. Yeah, okay. Crafting feels like a weird choice of words for that.
Speaking of hyphenated names,
that was a really good call. They really did. There we go. I think I got duplicates in my archive pack. I'm forgetting what I pulled. Swin Cash. There we go.
Can we look at the Swin Cash? I like that. I like that moment.
I don't have. I feel like that's a good one to do.
That's just strong to the
one bucket. Of the more expensive W moments right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what thoughts.
My thought is that I'm fine with it. It doesn't feel like a change in the rules or what we were expecting. I know kind of that archive in some of the other W sets been pretty cheap for folks to grab. And so to do something, hoping you can have kind of an easier
Rowdy Rod with the live stats. Yeah, look perfect. At that. This is the type of analysis we need in the W.
Yep. Sweet.
Incredible.
Lord knows I'm not doing it. Thank you.
Incredible.
I get that it could be disappointing for folks if they, were expecting to have a challenge and have it be a lot more difficult, but I think I'm a fan of it. Because I think that's something that we were expecting. It doesn't feel kind of like the day of kind of rug pull that we got from the fandom sets last summer. And this feels more in line. So
I also wonder how they structure the crafting of like the value of moments needed, because it feels like there's not a ton of other moments in the W sets that would sort of equal the value for that, where I would think you would have to give up sort of something comparable.
Love this moment.
Oh, that's fun.
There you
I saw a
go.
great tweet that was like Zoo York City. And I was like, give me all the merch.
Yeah.
Give me all the Hanzu merch.
Mhm.
Hanzu's been playing excellent. That's a
Right.
very fun addition for the Liberty right now.
Absolutely. It's great to have her on a team. It's great to have someone who's just that tall, just have a cool skill set like that. And Heath, I think this is a good articulation of how
is
I
it the
feel.
whole set? Like, but like to me, the set's not that DT moment, I think, is more expensive. Like, what's the pricing on that? What'd you get?
Another good Ryan Howard block. I already had one, but I love collecting those badges and
That's
those
a good
rookies.
That's a good one.
All right, let's go. Tisha Heidemann. Also, confidence in that pass. A team of like Courtney Williams and Heidemann here of just like irrational confidence and wild passes and shots is just makes Connecticut fun.
Yeah, I think I got to give them a better chance. I've just been bored by them. That Aces game they won was more fun.
Moving off of this Connecticut like hate. I love it. Dig in.
No, I'm uninspired. I think is the word I used last time. Speaking of, here we go, son. Dijonay. What's your cereal on this?
I know.
I do like Dijonay. It's like
late
not a great shot, but a fun shot, you know?
Yeah. Okay. We're fine. All right. If I'm going to open the my run it backpack, I have to go back to Rowdy Warad's question about the King Corgo name.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's see.
Should you update it and hyphenate? King Corgo.
King Corgo. I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
So the story of King Corgo name is that when I bought a Nintendo Switch and started playing Fortnite with friends, I needed a username, and I saw all these other very wild like gamer tags. So I tried to find the most ridiculous one. And we have this magnet on our fridge that we got at sort of this like kitschy like pet gift store in like Colorado Springs on one of our vacations, and it's a corgi that's just like wrapped up in like all of this like regal gear, like a robe, a crown, like a little scepter. Corgis are alive. We have a corgi. She's great, and so it became King Corgo was the name. And
what an origin story!
I know. Great origin story. All right, we're hoping for good out of this. Let's go. All right.
Let's reveal all.
Okay, that's the rare. All right. Who we got? Lindsay Whalen. Great. I do like that and one layup that's on there. Nice. Triple digit cereal.
I open my backpack and there's a Skylar Diggins Smith in there, I'm going to be very disappointed, but also not. No, not yet.
All right. Give us something good. Detroit Shock. Katie Smith. I like that.
There
I love Katie Smith.
Detroit Shock. Bring them back. We didn't even talk about expansion.
English. Oh my gosh, we didn't talk about expansion.
There's buzz about town that we're going to get some new teams soon. Commissioner Kath was on. Is it disrespectful to call her Kath? Because I just feel like it's fun.
You went there though.
I did. Commissioner Kath. She was. They were interviewing her during the New York Liberty game. She was great. She had a lot of fun things to say, and that was one of the things brought up again. Yeah, looking at some viable cities for expansion. She talked about how the NCAA has such a great market, and so they want to be able to create more teams and more roster spots and expand to more cities to do that. And that's kind of a big piece of that. So definitely feels like it's happening soon. Do you have any front runner cities for that?
Toronto.
I do think Bay Area is one on the list. Yeah, I like Toronto.
A lot of people's favors also Philly. There has been I think a proposal submitted there as well. See, Mac Attack, this is like my dark horse one. Like Louisville already has like an NWSL team. They're like invested in women's sports, and I think that would be a good
That's a
call. The
fun choice.
market size is, I'm not sure. And what was the other one? I think a big one that folks talk about too is like that Houston or kind of Austin.
They released, I think, some potential or like kind of what people think will be the cities.
Yep.
I feel like I saved it somewhere on Twitter. But I know Toronto was definitely one of them. I think Bay Area may have been another.
Right.
Let's see. I can't find it. Anyway. I don't remember. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
But yeah.
Do you have a pack you
Should
want to
be
open, Kelsey?
fun. I do. I'll let's see.
All right.
Chrome tab. Did you notice that we can add these like badge things?
Yes.
That's like probably an older feature that I just saw, but I was like, what do I pick? I think I might change it to one of the WNBA ones, like the 6-woman for the Liberty one I could do. All right, let's open the Slash Challenge.
Let's go. And just when I like close my tab, I realized my Katie Smith was a 56 serial, so I will take that. Ooh.
1496. Yours was, I forget what yours was on this.
It was
I
like
thought
12,
it was better.
12 something. Yeah.
All right, DJ. Here we go. Where I always do this.
I think you can buy that ball at your local Dick's Sporting Goods with
Which
the right
one?
circumference. The WNBA ball, the 20.5-inch circumference, which I think is standard women's for high school and college. Yeah. I haven't seen this moment yet. I'm hyped.
I like forget about these. And I also forget my very high cereal. Oh, that was fun though.
Whoa, that was great.
We're gonna have to check in on our underdog.
Oh, I'm scared.
Okay. I feel like we go.
Are you doing that?
I did that again. I like forget what.
Oh man, we didn't put anything in like a giveaway generator. Yeah.
This is the one I just opened.
Right.
All right. It's probably. All right. Here we go. Are we giving something away? Should I fire it up?
Yeah, we have Rowdy gave us the Elena Deldon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we think the hashtag should be?
Oh man. Oh God. I can't. Oh, let's make that. Let's bring the hashtag back to babysitter.
Oh yeah.
What a good conversation.
Babysitters.
Yeah.
We do babysitters club.
Hyphenated. No, we can change it. Hyphenated. It was pretty great.
Hyphenated.
Hyphenated.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. And howdy, friend.
No, I almost heard it as hyphenate it versus hyphenated.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be hyphenated with an ED.
There you go.
For Elena Deladon. Pretty good. There we go. We'll send it out. Hopefully that doesn't mean Team Health gets entered, but you know what? We'll figure it out. Yeah, yes, does. Exactly, Rowdy Rod. Here we go. Jake, we should have next time we'll do hashtag Rowdy, especially if
right.
What a random word choice. All right. So we will we'll pull that giveaway. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll pull this, we'll rip this pack, we'll pull that giveaway, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah. So while you're opening this pack, let's see. Shannon Parker has 1 rebound. Great. Brianna Stewart has 2 rebounds. And Sue Bird has 0 points.
Sylvia Fowles.
Hey, hype.
Nice. That's awesome. That's fun.
That's the most just respectfully disrespectful block.
What?
Huge
Yeah, this
fan.
is fun.
I like it.
We love it.
Nice pull.
Great stuff. Great stuff all around.
That's right. All right, more time. Get your likes in. Get your subscribes. Put a
16
hyphenated in the
entries. Best giveaway in the
Yep.
game. You have
Yep.
a 1 in 16 shot.
Yep. Let's
17
go.
now. I may be one of them. So
Good advice. Don't be afraid to use the spell check. There you go. Base set drama is I think a lot of concern was putting those base set packs into like the starter packs that people buy. And from what it sounded like, there was a lot of sort of like multi-accounters buying up those packs. According to Twitter and folks in our Discord. And the bummer is for a lot of people that, I mean, self included, were super hyped about that base set pack, is that we like, is it going to be on the market anymore? Are we going to have a chance to get these things? Like, if we want, like, if it was a valuable set. I think some folks are marked out like how much plus EV it was compared to kind of other things that have been released recently. And so that was a bit of a bummer.
ugh,
Yeah.
hurts.
Right. Painful. And Mac Attack has done a ton of work on that. So
Yeah.
if you go to the WNBA channel in the Team Hold Discord, he will have a lot of content kind of already out there for you to look at, as well as like Snapper and Quoth and a lot of folks who have put in good work just to kind of outline what some of those issues are. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And a new W Discord.
Yeah. Snapper put together a Discord for WNBA set collectors. So to give that a shout out.
WNBA collector community.
Yep.
WCC. Yeah, super fun. And thank you for sharing our stream in there tonight. Really appreciate it.
Y'all are great.
So good. All right. Let's pull this winner. Oh, I should share that tab. Here we go. Oh, I did put Team Hold in there.
SRJ.
There we go.
Congrats. All right,
Make
SRJ.
sure you reach out with your Top Shot name for us.
Yep. Find me on Twitter. That's my the @Kevin Fort. I'm in the King Corgo. Yeah. Where did our names have our names not been there the entire time?
No,
That's
they
wild.
haven't.
Oh, that's wild.
Oh, I must have been deselected.
There we go. So find the name right.
I was like, it's not on there.
Oh. So congrats. Send me a DM, Discord or Twitter. And thanks, Kelsey. This is fun.
Yeah, thanks for being here, you guys. We'll see you next week, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, figure it out. See you guys soon anyway. Have a great night, everyone.